What's up with MIP family? It's your boy L APA coming through with another video, some content for your mind. So, as always, you already know. And as you already know, man, on this platform, you know what we do, man. We try to kick them tails for the YGs and the real offenders, so they don't go back to that system. And as you can tell by the good old caption, that uña, that thumbnail, prison relationships. Now, I wanted to do this one with a little more detail, because I feel like prison relationships are something that a lot of our people are struggling through, experiencing, even having a good experience through, you know, not only just the struggles. You know, what I mean by struggling is there's a lot of single moms out there that have men in prison, you know, for whatever reasons, you know, for whatever reason they felt or they feel, certain females out here, that there's nothing to be found out here in a man. And I feel like that's very disappointing, because, you know, every female should have or should be able to find a man out here and not one in prison. And don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on the homies in prison, man. More power to you, man. I hope that you I'm gonna get into that part of the video. And there's many different reasons why I say that. But the reason I'm saying this is, if any females out there have self-esteem issues or whatnot, you know, everybody struggles with them. It's unfortunate that they may feel, those who do feel, that the only recourse they have is to look for a man that they feel not gonna cheat on them, only because they're busted. You know, they're busted, they can't cheat on me, all their attention is to me. Some females like that, you know. It's like a little puppy dog in a cell waiting for them. And it's true. It really is. So now, obviously excluded from that is if you are already on the streets with somebody, and you know, they get locked up, and obviously, you know, you continue to be with your husband or your baby dad or your boyfriend or whoever it is, they got locked up. Me personally, I had a few relationships while I was in there, nothing major. You know, I was alone for the most part of the major part of those 15 years. Never once got a visit. But that was just my luck. You know, there's a lot of individuals in there that are blessed like that. You know, they have a phone. You know, they never really did shoot time, or if they did shoot time, they did minimal shoot time. Me, I was in the hole in the shoe and on lockdowns a lot, so I really didn't get a chance to build a relationship with a female until like towards the end, for a short time. And a lot of these dudes did, you know, especially the dudes that are ballers, the hitters, meaning those are the ones that get convince girls to come bring whatever they bring during visit. You know, it's not a puzzle. You know, we see it damn near every month, somebody's hyena, somebody's girl getting a warrant served on her for smuggling and fucking whatever to the prison. My suggestion to ladies out there that are listening to this video: if your man is in prison and he's telling you to bring in stuff, that man doesn't love you. Now, I understand that there could be righteous reasons for you to do it, like you need money, you're struggling, you're a single mom, he could make a lot of money in there. But the reason I say he doesn't love you and it's not worth it is because nothing lasts forever. In many ways, you don't love yourself, and you sure as hell don't love your kid if you're putting yourself in that situation. And if you're only putting yourself in that situation because you love this man, and if you don't do it, he's gonna leave you, then, you know, you need to rethink your love interest 100%. It's better to be alone to be in bad company. Es mejor estar solo que mal acompañado, you know. And that's one thing that I have held dear through a lot of years of my life. I'd rather be alone, you know, than be in bad company, like I said. Now, if you get locked up, when you get locked up, because nothing lasts forever, like I said, eventually somebody's gonna hate on your man in there, and there's only one way really that he could get the stuff, You know, what do you think is gonna happen when they start investigating and they crack you with it? God forbid. Who do you think is gonna go to jail? Whose kids do you think are gonna be taken away? And then what? That kid's life is affected forever. Now he's in the system. You know, so it's just a train of thought of reasoning that I'm hoping to convey to ladies in the system right now that are visiting prisoners, that are with the prisoner, that maybe they have not thought about yet. Now there's a lot of women that are strong, smart, and they'd be damned if they do some shit like that, and they have no issues with self-esteem, and they understand that if a man asks him to do some shit like that, then that man does not love him, and they don't play that shit. And that's a good thing. You know, that's a great thing, actually. You know, so the guys in there, this is what they use girls for. And I have a daughter, I have sisters, I have female family members that have dudes in the system and all that. So, you know, including on my channel, I've helped out some females that reached out to me and were curious about some questions. And indeed, there was dudes using it for certain things that it's not cool. You know, a lot of the time it starts with a female getting in contact with somebody in there through a friend, through curiosity, through whatever, what have you. And a lot of dudes in there are really slick. They're really crafty. You know, they'll deny they'll decline any help that you give them, and little by little, you know, they'll play hard to get and whatever. But when they do start accepting your stuff, it'll start from like a little bit of money for store, a little package, bam, bam, and then eventually it'll get bigger and bigger, and eventually it'll go into green dots and things like that. If it gets into things like that, then the dude is on drugs, plain and simple. If the dude is asking you for vast amounts of money and no money is being resent to you, whether you accept that money or not, that's a different story. See, me, when I was in there slanging, I would send money home. I wouldn't ask for money. And if I did, you best believe that I would flip that and send at least, even not, if not way more than double what they gave me. Sometimes you do need a little something to get on your feet, you know, a little something to go pick up a little issue, flip the issue, and you know, and flip and make your money. You know, sometimes it is necessary. But when there's nothing being reciprocated, that means that person is just using drugs. So there is dudes in there that are righteous. All they care about is their woman being there, phone calls, you know, the minimum. And they wouldn't even dare take $1 if that dollar's being taken out of the mouth of a child. And that's how I was, you know. I wouldn't even ask for 20 bucks, bro. You know, I had my hustles, man. I used to freaking cook lightning, sell whatever 50 papers I had, drawings. I used to hustle myself, you know. Yeah, there was times where I was in there running amok, of course, but there was also a lot of good times, majority good times, where I was in there hustling. You know, remember, I was in there for 15 years, man, so I had enough time to go through some phases. But for the most part, the phases were good, with the exception of a few. So, conjugal visits. A lot of dudes in there want a girl, and they fall in love with them, you know, and even if they don't, you know, as long as it's reciprocal and he's not taking advantage of them, you know, he wants conjugal visits, things like that. For those of you that don't know, conjugal visits in prison are not allowed for lifers. They had been taken away for a very long time, and now that they've been given back, I mean, there really isn't any real issue with holding a relationship in prison. Like I said, man, if it makes you happy and the dude is not taking advantage of you and you feel content in that relationship and you don't feel, see, girls have what you call intuition, instincts, just like we do, but the girls have it a little. And when it comes to relationships, you know, they've been through a lot for the most part, and they understand when they feel something's not right, when something's off. And ladies, if you feel like something's off in a prison relationship, then something's probably off. you know, dudes in there got access to cell phones, and obviously with that, they have access to social media, and with that, they have access to a lot of girls, if they so choose to have access to it. Some dudes have several girls, and some dudes don't. You know, some girls think that dudes have several girls when they don't, and they let it become an issue in their relationship. And I would hope that you don't do that unless you verify it. Because why stress out over something that may not be true when all it's really doing is putting a strain in your relationship? That's why there's trust, right? That's why there's supposed to be trust. So, and remember, he's locked up. So it is what it is. Now, like I said, there is dudes in there playing multiple women. There is girls out here playing multiple men in there. And I personally can't stand those type of females. I personally could start talking to, you know, and I talk to a lot of them females like that. You know, throughout the years, I talked to maybe about 20 females. And out of those 20, all of them had multiple dudes in prison. And I caught them. They thought they were slick. I caught them. If a girl already knows what a JPay is, a green dot is, how to send a package, how to do this and that, then you've either messed around with somebody in prison or you're messing around with somebody in prison. And obviously, just because she has knowledge of those things doesn't necessarily mean she's currently messing with another convict aside from yourself. So that's why you go on and you vet the information more, and that's what I do, you know, until I'm sure without a shadow of a doubt. And you know, they thought they were slick, little girls that have self-esteem issues, that feel like the more dudes they have in prison, playing with dudes' emotions, you know, makes them feel powerful, whatnot. Little girls, you know. And when I called them on it, and I was like, okay, I'm gone. They had the audacity to freaking try to play mind games with me, try to put me on the defensive, like I'm the one in the wrong. And you know, I'm the type of dude that hates giving somebody an explanation after I know that I caught them, because then they're just fishing to see what you want, what you know. And of course, once you freaking tell them, then they start realizing, oh shit, I'm caught. But I hate giving them explanations because it's a further waste of time, and they're just not worthy of that time anymore. You know, I think just the silence and then you kicking them to the curb is more than enough for them to eventually realize that you knew, you know. And then if necessary later on somewhere down the road, or you could just give them a quick name, tell so-and-so I sent you or whatever, then that'll tell them everything you need to know. But as far as explanations, don't even waste your time, fellas. So there is bad females and there is bad males, of course. You know, it happens in every race, in every prison, you know. For any female out there wondering how would it be to be with a convict, well, it really just depends. If he's SNY, then you're pretty much gonna have nothing to worry about, for the most part. You're gonna get your visits, you know, the lockdowns ain't gonna be too prevalent, nothing like that. You know, there's still violence, there's still all that stuff. But for the most part, if he wants to program, you're gonna have a good relationship. And aside from institutional lockdowns and institutional hindrances, you're gonna be all right. Now, if your man is on the main line, on the GP, and that's a different story. You know, I'm gonna tell the story of how I met my wife in prison. She was a substance abuse counselor, and I was a convict in her class at Kern Valley. And I'm gonna tell that story soon. I haven't told it, nobody's heard it before. And it's a crazy fucking story, man. I went through some shit at that prison. And from it came a very righteous relationship, a very righteous woman. And I'll let you know when I do tell the story and on what platform. But my point with that is, for females out there wondering what it's like, on the GP, they control your life, bro. They control your life, you know. A lot of dudes are pulling in a girl to make money for an individual, and you know, that shit ain't cool. You know, that shit ain't cool, because inevitably you're gonna mess up that girl's life, you know. And that's my main concern for making this video, you know. That's my main concern, you know, because if a dude is not satisfied with having visits, and especially conjugal visits, right, then he obviously doesn't love you, you know. So for a long time, all I wished I had in there was a girl that would be loyal to me, right to me, you know, obviously, you know, come visit me if she could, and you know, just the bare minimum, you know, whenever she could. As far as the money, I really wasn't tripping on the money because I could feed myself. But you know, women are hustlers, and for the most part, good women out there have good jobs, so they have a little something extra to be able to look out, and that's a great thing, man. That's all I ever wanted, to chill and just have, you know, a woman to freaking pretty much relieve my stress. You know, being in there, man, motherfuckers go through a lot of stress, you know, and the female is the one that really sits there and is your rock and holds you down, you know. Not a lot of dudes who admit it, not a lot of dudes who really want to talk about it. They feel all fucking sensitive and shit. They feel all vulnerable and shit. But the fact of the matter is, only a true man, a real man, is able to talk about his fucking, what he's feeling in his fucking quota, you know. It's plain and simple. Because at the end of the day, fellas, the only thing that matters is when you and her are underneath those sheets. That's the only thing that matters. It don't matter what anybody else fucking thinks. Plain and simple. Now, if there's any females out there right now suspecting anything with their man in there or whatnot, I gave you some basics that would aid you in deciphering whether you know, you're wasting your time or not, you know. And females out there that are trying to play several individuals in there, just know that there's a network of social media. It's a small world. Motherfuckers ain't stupid. You're gonna get caught. And then there's and for the fellas as well too, don't fuck off. I had one of my homeboys fuck off a good ass woman because he was fucking trying to get money off another girl, playing with her. Like, his girl found out, and that was a wrap. She didn't even give him a chance to explain himself, and he brought it upon himself. So, and also they have these prison woman groups too. I know they have. I know in Delano they have one or a couple where girls go visit their man, and you know, they're in the same Facebook group and whatnot. And so it's drama, you know. Some girls like that, they love that drama, man. It is what it is. But just remember, man, if you choose to fucking toe that line and bring shit in for your man, just remember, nothing lasts forever. And think about what truly matters before you do some shit like that. You know, but that being said, man, obviously the lesson behind it is, you know, don't get caught up. You know, you don't want to end up on the other side of that gate, which you're fucking trying to help your man, you know. Because if he's in there and you get locked up, who's gonna help you? You know what I'm saying? Some food for thought. One life saved is one life blessed. A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. You guys be good.